All right. So what's the first thing we got to do in this problem? Find the slope. Very good. So we use our slope formula, second y minus the first y over second x minus the first x minus the negatives plus, right? So I get negative 10 over 2, which would be negative 5 over 1, right? So I gave you point slope formula yesterday, right, Connor?
Yes.
Y minus the y value. Connor, which point you want to pick?
Like any of those?
Yeah, which one? You got a choice. You got a 50-50 shot. Doesn't matter.
Negative 5.
Okay. So we'll use y minus the y value equals m times x minus the x value, which is minus a negative 5, so plus 5. So that's what we do, and then we just get y by itself to finish up the equation. Negative 5x minus 25 when I distribute, and then add the 6. We have y equals negative 5x minus 19. Okay, so if we were to graph that, negative 5, 6 is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then negative 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. We can connect those, but we wouldn't cross the y-axis till way down at negative 19. Right? It's kind of hard to do it graphically, but you could do it if you want. Okay? Any questions on that? So we're going to put it in that point slope formula. That was, again, y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And x1, y1 is either one of those points. You pick. Okay? The y and the x is always there. You just have to solve for y and have it in the slope intercept form. So that was one of the types of problems we had to do last night. So, going over the homework. Number 3 was negative 1/2 for the slope. Number 6 was 0 for the slope. And number 9 was 9/19. Number 12, you guys could do that in your head, I think. I don't know, some of you might have skipped it. But here's the 2 points they gave you. Negative 2, comma, and then they had a function, f of negative 2 plus h. So that was 1 point. And the other point was negative 2 plus h for the x value, and then f of negative 2 plus h for the y value. So looking at those 2 points, what did you notice right here? Even though they look weird, they're the same, right? So if my y's are the same, when I subtract them, what do I get? If I have the same thing and I subtract them, what do I get? 0, right? So my y part would be 0, and what's 0 divided by anything? 0. So as long as these 2 weren't exactly the same, that would be a 1 point that you couldn't find the slope between 1 point. So it doesn't matter what's there, that's going to be 0. So they were trying to mess with you a little bit, number 12, but actually it's pretty easy. Okay? 15, you were supposed to graph All right, so let me just pull the graph down quick. Some of you just kind of skip through those. Again, I hope you can graph a line at this point in your math career, okay? But I think there's still a few that struggle with this, which I don't really understand, but that's just me, I guess. So 15 is y equals 2x minus 4. So remember, we'll start 1, 2, 3 on our y-intercept and go up 2 and over 2. Or over 1, I mean. So there's that one. Should be real easy for you. Number 18 was 2/3 x minus 2. So you start here, and then go up 2 and over 3. So there's that one. You guys know how to do that, right? Okay? And again, you still have a calculator that can do it for you if you really need that. 24, or 21 and 24, again, we're just graphs, so again, you should be able to do that. 27, you were supposed to write the equation. If they give you that the slope was 1 and the y-intercept was 0,3, you can go right ahead and go y equals 1 for m x plus y-intercept is b, right? 3. So that you should be able to just write by looking at the problem. Number 30, I gave you the y-intercept also and the slope, so it's just same type of problem. Y equals negative 2/3 x plus 3/4. 33, you'd have to do like we just did for warm-up. We gave you a point and a slope, so the point they gave you was negative 3,2. And the slope was negative 4. Okay, so your y minus the y equals m times the quantity x minus the x, which makes it plus 3. So you do that and then do what we just did. Distribute, and then add the 2. So the answer to 33 was y equals negative 4x minus 10. And then 36, they gave you 2 points, like the warm-up. Actually, that was the one, no, that wasn't the one that, was it? Different points, I think they gave, yeah, the different points. So it was like that one. You had to find the slope first. Then you get y equals 2/3 x minus 28/3. Do you have any questions on those types of problems? Should be pretty easy for you. Okay, today, similar stuff, okay? Again, the general form of a line, they say, is ax plus by equals c. We're used to doing, putting it in y equals mx plus b form, which is fine with me. Just so you know that, put it in general or standard form, okay? But the types of problems, here's one of the types of problems you have tonight. It says, find the value of x in the domain of f of x equals 3x minus 4, for which f of x equals 5. The mistake a lot of kids make in this problem is they think of this. They're thinking it's asking you this. That's different than what this is asking. Okay, but a lot of you put 5 in for the x on this side. But actually you're putting this on this side, because it says f of x is 5. Okay? So the mistake a lot of kids make, it's not this question. Okay? F of 5 is 3 times 5, 15 minus 4, 11. Okay? But if it says find the value of x for when f of x equals 5, you're doing this. 5 equals 3x minus 4. And just solve for x then. Okay, so it's not a tough problem. but sometimes we mix it up. So the answer would be 3. That's the value of x for this domain. All right? So you have a couple problems like that tonight. Can you handle that? Mason, you with me? Okay. Same type of problem, but this time f of x is what? 0. So all you're going to do is put 0 right there. Okay? So add the 4 and divide by -2, right? So those are easy problems. Don't mess those up. Okay? Just substitute in for the f of x when it says f of x equals x. There's a difference. Okay? Now it says solve this one. These are two different functions f, f1 and f2. It says solve this for when they're equal. So that's all you got to do is write 4x plus 5 equals x plus 6. And then solve it. You guys know how to solve equations. Subtract the x to get the x's together. Subtract the 5 to get the constants together. So I get 3x on the left and 1 on the right. And then finish it up. It's okay to get fractions as answers. If you have a few problems like that, just set the two functions equal, solve for x. Okay? Questions? Got that, Z? Okay, what do we know about lines that are parallel? They have the same slope, right? What do we know about perpendicular lines and their slopes? Opposite reciprocals. Very good. So one's positive and one's negative on perpendicular. All right? Opposite meaning positive, negative. Reciprocal meaning flip it. Right? Write it as a fraction. So if my slope of a line I'm looking for or I have is 3, what's the slope of the line parallel to that line? 3. What's the slope? So parallel, that's a symbol. What if M is 3? What about perpendicular? What's the slope? -1/3. Yeah. Remember, think of it like this. So for reciprocal, just flip it. But opposite, remember. You guys remember that, right? Let's just review stuff. Okay, so here's the type of problem they're going to ask then. They're going to say, find the equation line that passes through a point and it's parallel to a line, or it might say is perpendicular to a line. Okay? It'll say parallel or perpendicular. So, good morning. All right, so since this is parallel, now we can do point slope form like last night. I'll show you both ways. Or you can do it slope intercept way. All right? So if we do point slope way, we're going to go y minus the y equals, what's my m going to be if it's parallel to this line? -2/3, yeah. Whatever's in front of the x, right, Marcus? And then x minus the x dot. And then what we're going to do is solve for y, and we'll have the equation of the line. Okay? So we get y minus 3, distribute. -2/3 times -1 is a positive 2/3. Add the 3. So what's 2/3 plus 3? 2/3 plus 3 is what? 3 2/3. Yeah, you can write it like that. That's fine with me. That That would be 11/3 if you wanted to do that. Or 3.6 repeating. Okay? So that's using point slope like we did yesterday. If you want to do this, you can. You can use this form right off the bat. Okay? What's the M going to be? Because it said parallel. Right? And what you can do is use the point in for your X and your Y. So you can put 3 in for Y and 1 in for X and figure out your B. Now when I'm done, what should my B equal when I finish this up, since we already did it over there? 3 2/3, right? Okay, let's see if that happens. So we got a 3 equals negative 2/3 times 1 is negative 2/3. So to get B alone, I'm going to add 2/3. It's 3 plus 2/3, 3 2/3. Yeah. So either way works. Whichever you're more comfortable with is fine with me. So what you do is you'll take this and put it, right there for B, which is the same as that, right? So some of you are more comfortable using point slope and getting Y by itself. Some of you like doing Y equals MX plus B. All right, so you're going to have to figure out the B if you do it this way. What if I change this up? What would change if I said perpendicular there instead of parallel? What would I have to change up? The slope. What would I use for slope? Positive 3/2. Okay? Opposite, positive, reciprocal, flip it. Right? Everything else I would do the same. Does that make sense? That's basically it for today. Okay? You're going to be given a few problems like this. Okay? And somewhere they're going to say f of x equals a number. So put that number in on the other side of the equal sign. In for the f of x. You have a few that, like this, where they'll say, f solve for that, meaning just write the two functions equal and solve for x. So just a lot of algebra stuff today. Okay? So it's not as much as it looks like. And I put 213. It's the same assignment. It just goes way over to page 213 till you see number 75. It's 9 problems is all it is. So you got plenty of time. You should be able to get it done before you leave. Get it submitted. You don't have to worry about this. Tomorrow we'll have a practice quiz. You can work on it. We'll go over this homework quick, and you have the rest of the period to work on your practice quiz. You get that finished before you leave. We'll go over it Monday. Quiz will be Tuesday. Wednesday will be an extra credit thing we can do.